Hello and welcome back to Dark Horse FM, and in this video we're going to be looking at one of the best online tactics on Football Manager. This tactic actually helped me get back-to-back promotions on Football Manager. It works out really well on FM24, but it doesn't exist yet on FM26, and if the match engine is pretty much the same, then the tactic is going to be just as effective on FM26 as well. The tactic is really simple. You don't really need any player instructions, but you will need some team instructions. So we're just going to go ahead and create the tactic from scratch. Go all the way here and it's going to start clean slate so you can follow in case you're playing on console, in case you're playing on PC. We're going to start off with the clean slate then, and for FM26 I will go ahead and choose the in possession player role that I need. Starting with the formation, we're going to go for a 4-3-3, and out of possession, rather than go for a similar 4-1-4-1 system, I'm going to stick to the 4-3-3 system as well. I just noticed that this sort of works really well for me in FM26. Go ahead and click confirm. Now we'll start from back to front. Starting with the goalkeeper, you want to have a standard goalkeeper, but when he's out of possession, what you want him to do is to play as a sweeper keeper. So you go ahead and set his out of possession role, set that to sweeper keeper. At the back four, you want your centre backs to play as ball playing centre backs. Now in case you're in the lower leagues and you do not have ball playing centre backs, do not really worry, you can leave them as normal centre backs. But in case you're playing with the normal elite level or mid-table team in the top leagues, you can go ahead and use ball playing centre backs. You can go ahead and have one ball playing centre back and one normal centre back in case those are the players that are suited for you, but I do recommend having two ball playing centre backs. For the left and right defender, you want to have a wing back playing in this particular position here as the left back, and then on the right back position you also want to set him to play as a wing back. Now remember, all of these players do not have any internal player instructions, so you do not need to worry. When they're out of position, you can let them be normal fullbacks. In defensive midfield, just leave the defensive midfielder as he is, DM both in and out of possession. For the central midfielder, you want to change the left-hand central midfielder, have him play as a channel midfielder this time. And then for the right central midfielder, you also want to change him to ask him to play as a channel midfielder. Out of possession, they will both play as normal central midfielders. In attack, you want to go for an inside forward on the right hand side, and on the left hand side you also want to go and assign that role inside forward to the player on the left. Center forward is going to remain as a center forward. Now most of all, the instructions are really simple for the players. That is because the duty comes when you're applying the team instruction. For the team instructions, we're going to start with the out of possession instructions first. Out of possession, you want to play with a high press. However, you will leave the defensive line on standard. Go over to your defensive transition and ask the team to play with a counter press. Also go ahead and turn on tackling, put that to get stuck in. For the trigger press, you want to set that to more often trigger press. And the final instruction is to go over to the center, the attacking phase, and then go ahead and turn on the block goalkeeper distribution. Try and prevent the short goalkeeper distribution. Turn that on to yes. That is all for the out of possession instructions. Now when you're in possession, you want to leave the passing directness on standard, but go ahead and switch the tempo to higher tempo. For the attacking width, go ahead and switch this to wider. Attacking transition, you want to go ahead and counter attack, and for your creative freedom, you want to ask the team to be a bit more expressive. Time wasting, you can go ahead and turn that off, leave it on less often. Now go ahead and click to the build up phase of your team, and then go ahead and ask your team to play through the press. You also want to tell your goalkeeper to play short goal kicks, and then go ahead and distribute it quickly. That's slow pace down, distribute it quickly. Now for his distribution, you can either set this to be as fullbacks or you can set it to be as centre backs, depending on which one that you prefer. So I recommend that you watch the matches, and if your fullbacks are heavily pressed, go ahead and set that to centre backs, and if your centre backs are always pressed, set that to fullbacks. Then go over to the progression phase. Now when you're in progression like this, go ahead and ask the team to dribble a bit more. You also want them to pass into space. That is all the team instruction that you're going to need. The last thing that you're going to go ahead and set is the team mentality. Now you can leave it on balance in case you're playing against teams that are slightly better than you or teams that are of your equal quality. But against most teams that you think you can go ahead and beat, or teams that are not in very good form, the default mentality should be attacking. So you can go ahead and set the mentality to attacking, copy over the tactic and have a separate tactic, and then set that to balanced.